So all praise to Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS, right? And also known as the Prophets of Doom. These are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number. And so today is going to be another quick hit on Revelation 13 and verse 16. It's important that we keep pushing these prophecies out here, right? Letting them be known, the understanding of them, right, over and over again, because you never know, right, who's going to be paying attention on that day or whenever the videos may be seen, all right? But we have to let the people know, okay? So actually, let's start here in Ezekiel 3 and 17. All right, it reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So, part of being obedient is, compels you to act. Okay, you have to not only apply these things to your life, but, Lord willing, you'll grow in spirit and do what the Lord tells you. And, for example, in this instance, He tells us to give warning to the house of Israel. Okay. So again, Ezekiel 3 and 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. I do want to go in here really quick and look at this word watchman. All right, go get the Hebrew word for watchman, and here it is.
Strong's H, 6822. Safar. Safar.
All right. Outline of biblical usage, it says to look out or about. Okay, to spy, keep watch, observe. Okay, so we are to keep watch for the things that the Lord told us was going to come upon this earth. All right, we know the Lord's word to be hopeful, or to be faithful and true. So we know that these things that the Lord tells us are indeed coming. All right. So to be a watchman, all right, means to keep watch for things. Okay, so we point out things that may or may not be snares. All right, things could be something or could not be something. All right, Esau is always up to something. He never stops. So it's important to point out traps and let it be known, okay, what this is leading to. All right, because no matter if these things are uh, fake traps or traps really, they're all going in the way of prophecy. And the one that we're going to speak of this evening, okay, is something that is on the doorstep. It is on its way pretty soon. All right, and the whole world is going this way. Now, whether you know it or not, now they are putting this thing in the open. Right, they may not sit there and call it the mark of the beast. Okay, but it is indeed the mark of the beast. These things that are coming. All right, that micro CHIP, that RFID CHIP that they're looking to put within you. All right, in order to, that acts as a badge of servitude. All right, so they're looking to have you choose the side that they are on. They want you to go against your power. All right, speaking to Israelites. Again, watchman, okay, has to be someone who looks out, spies, keeps watch, observes. All right, and this is what the Lord told us to do, okay, being watchmen. All right, so let's read a little bit more of Ezekiel. This is the next verse, Ezekiel 3 and 17, or 3 and 18 now. It says, When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. The Lord is balanced. Okay? If we don't tell you, it's just like we were in line, all right, with that trap. We didn't tell you. We didn't tell you to look out. We just let you go ahead and walk into it, right? So we are to point these things out, all right? And for the most part, Israel is not going to listen. That doesn't change anything, all right? And as we go on and read, okay, you'll find out that the Lord knew and knows, all right, who his creatures are. I mean, this whole world he's created. So he knows what this whole world is going to do, right? Has done, is doing, and what it's going to do, because he made the world do or walk in the ways that they are walking. He is the omnipotent. Okay, he holds sway over all things. All right. So it's balanced. If we warn you, or if we don't warn you, right, you're still going to die in your iniquity. Okay, but your blood is going to be on our head. Okay. As watchmen, Israel is our responsibility. Okay, the Lord told us to look out and warn Israel. Okay. But if we give you warning and you keep walking, you fall into that trap, hey, it's all on you. Right? We did what we were supposed to do. All right. So Ezekiel 3 and 18 again, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. All right, the Lord is balanced. Okay, the key here is obedience to the Lord. All right, if you have faith, true faith and love for the Lord, you will be obedient. Okay, so we warn you to come out of the ways of the world. If you end up staying in the ways of the world, that just shows you the path that you're walking on. All right, you don't want to listen to the Lord. You don't want to respect his word for whatever reason. All right, a lot of people think that the Lord is going to come down here himself and tell you. Okay, he's always had men to give warnings, as you heard here. All right, Son of Man, I have made thee a watchman. All right, we give warnings from the Lord. All right, and it's not like we're talking out of our ass. All right, these aren't our opinions. Okay, these aren't coming from feelings. All right, this is the Lord's word. Okay, these are coming from the Lord. That's why it's stated at the end of that, give them warning from me. Okay, so let's go back here now to Revelation 13 and 16. Okay, this is a future prophecy. It is a warning. Okay, usually warnings don't come before good things. All right, a lot of bad things are going to happen if you disobey the Lord. All right, and although he may not say, do not take the mark of the beast. Okay, if you extrapolate and you see the things that are going to come upon you if you take this thing, and they're horrible, all right, what do you think he's telling you? All right, so Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all. Who is the he? It is the wicked. All right, they have the world in their hand now. They have the earth in their hand. Right. You do your own due diligence and go look at Job 9 and 24. Okay, that verse tells you that the wicked, first of all, has the earth in their hand. That's why everything is dying, even the earth itself. Okay, they're destroying the earth and the people in it. All right. Also, the second part of that verse is also a clue. Okay, so to who Esau is, to who the wicked is. Right. So it reads, and he causeth all. Now this causeth all right, how does one have the power to causeth all? Okay, if you refer back to that verse we just spoke about, Job 9 and 24, the beginning of that verse tells you it's because he has the earth in his hand. All right, the only way Esau is going to be taken out of power is the Lord, all right, upon the Lord's return. You can't do anything about taking Esau out of power, and neither can I. All right, this is the Lord is going to do this. All right, although this is the beginning, because we are speaking the Lord's truth, and it is turning this world upside down. All right, it is beginning to show the world that Esau is on his way out. All right, if you look through the lens of the truth, you can see their rulership, their dominion crumbling. All right, everything that the Lord says is faithful and true. All right, and these people are getting taken out of power. Let me go ahead and get a verse speaking of that really quick. Just really quick. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I think we're going to begin at verse 7. All right. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. All right. This man has been at work in his craft. All right. Honing his craft and working his craft for a long time now. Okay. And if you are looking at through the lens of the truth, all right, you can see it very plainly. What the scriptures have done is showed you who, all right, and where and why Esau Edom is. Okay. So Second Thessalonians 2 and 7, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So before we came into this truth, we knew, some of us, all right, we may have had an inkling that things were messed up. All right. And we would see a pattern in the world. All right. But until this truth landed on you, all right, enlightened you, this explains everything. All right. Who is Esau Edom? Why is he in power? Okay. How long will he be in power? Who's going to take him out of power? We can't do anything. All right. He has the blessing of the sword. This is why we can't get up over Esau, because it's not our place to do so at this time. All right. There's a time and a place for everything. Okay. So the Lord is going to do this. He's going to take him out of power. All right. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8 now, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. All right. Esau Edom, the wicked. All right. The self-called and so-called white man. All right. Does that mean if you look so-called white that you are Edomite? No. All right. Israelites, all right, come in the form of all nations, because that's where we were scattered into all nations. All right. So you cannot judge with your eyes alone. You can't judge with your ears alone. Judging with your ears alone has gotten us, a lot of us, in the position that we are in. All right. Esau speaks a good one. All right. He talks a good one. But behind the scenes, he does the total opposite. And people know this and still deny it. All right. Because you are fighting between what your ears hear and what your eyes see. All right. The Lord gets you in tune with his word. All right. Precepts. Precepts are, a general rule, all right, meant to regulate your behaviors and your thoughts, and it lines everything up. Okay, it lines everything up: the who's, the what's, the whens, the where's, and the whys. Okay, so that's what it means by, and then shall that wicked be revealed. When it was time for the wicked to be revealed to you, or to me, or to the apostles, elders, and bishops, all right, that's when it happened. Okay. So it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. What does that mean? This is the men that are out there on the street corners, teaching and preaching, sighing and crying, first of all. Okay. And then the men that are growing in this truth, that are, not out on the corners as of yet, or maybe are out and don't have videos of themselves outside just as yet, but they are making these videos, telling this truth, all right, spreading this truth, okay, guiding others to the truth of it all, okay. That doesn't mean winging what you think you know. All right, that means following the pattern of being guided to the truth and going to study, all right, going to go prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. Okay, it comes along with growth, which even my elders and apostles, all right, they'll tell you that they're still growing. All right. So I have a long ways to go. If this was a thing about knowledge alone, all right, it would take me a long time to catch up with them. All right, what this is a thing of the spirit. Okay, the spirit, the Lord puts on you what you are able to handle. Okay, all right, as long as you keep on moving forward in this, okay, growing in this, okay, that's a pretty good sign that the Lord is working with you, not against you. All right, so again, 2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Bohoshim Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. All right, this word is eating these Edomites, all right, the so-called white man up. Okay, they do not like this truth. They are currently behind the scenes trying to figure out what to do about this. All right, but they have to use the same means of communication as we do at this point. But pretty soon they're gonna, okay, shut down the internet, make it problematic to keep spreading this truth. Okay, but that's all prophesied also. So he's not going to do anything that is going to surprise the men of the Lord, nor the Lord, all right, at all. All right, everything that has happened, is happening, and will happen. Okay, the Lord already spelled all this out in the scriptures. Okay, so again, 2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Right now, we're just in the destroying with the spirit of, or consuming with the spirit of the mouth phase. But the Lord will soon be here and destroy this man, take him completely out. Okay, all right. His kingdom is going to go down. They are going to be put in captivity. Okay, harsh slavery. All right, okay, hardcore bondage. All right, because you have angered the Lord, Esau. All right, you have angered the Lord, and He is still angry. Day by day, the little things that you do, all right, they're just adding on to the anger, the indignation. All right, so keep it up. As a matter of fact, I want to give a warning to Esau, okay, that you are messing with the Lord's men when you take down these videos. All right, when you play with the word, when you play with the truth of any situation, all right, when you try to make a man an offender for a word, okay, when you try to come against him that reprove and negate, when you try to come against the truth, okay, you are offending the Lord, and He is going to take uh he has a bone to pick with you. Okay, this is who you are going to have to deal with pretty soon. All right, you may get some of us, but the Lord is going to get you. All right, and then bring us back. All right, okay, but not all of us will die either. Okay, some of us will. All right, but this is what it means by and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. The Lord is on his way, and he's going to come and see you. Okay, personally. All right. So as you can see, we are different than Esau. All right. When it comes to them speaking softly, all right, speaking like a lamb, okay, they're really actually when it comes to having two horns like a lamb, all right, acting like they're all docile, acting like they're for righteousness, okay. Just for example, when it comes to medicines or what they call medicines, all right, what do? All right, they're on TV talking about many things that they say can help your health. And then when it comes to side effects that include things that will be way more detrimental to you in taking that medicine, all right, they want to talk about it really fast, put it in small or fine print. All right, the Lord has us out here telling you what is going to happen with you, giving you the warnings loud and clear. All right, not only does that go for Esau, but the world as a whole, everyone that is outside of this truth. All right, there's nothing being spoken to you too fast where you can't hear it. All right, there's nothing in small fine print. Okay, the Lord told us to make to plain upon tables. Let me see. All right, Habakkuk 2:2, it says, and the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. All right, so these things are plain. What is happening is plain. Now, whether you listen to it or not, that's up to the Lord. All right, that's up to the Lord. When you don't listen to it, what does that mean? All right, he is having you build a testimony against you. All right, the Lord can do with whom whatever he wants. Okay. All right, so I just wanted to put that in there really quick. All right, let's go back here now to Revelation 13 and 16. So we know that he, and we know how he can cause it all. So now, for an example of all, it says here, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. All right, just in one verse, he has, all right, included the whole world in this. All right, everyone fits in these categories. Okay, small, great, rich, poor, free, bond. All right, so Esau Edom is going to causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, this mark is a technology that has already been in the earth. All right, so why do we say that this warning, this prophecy has not happened yet? It's because it says, and he causeth. All right, this thing is going to be made mandatory. Right now it's voluntary. People are just jumping on it just to get the ones that are so weak, all right, that they fall for this, you could say Jedi mind trick if you know what Star Wars is. All right, this thing that works on weak-minded people that don't consider the Lord. All right, they just fall right after. They just follow right after this man. Okay, if he tells you to jump, you say how high. If he tells you to put this thing in you, that for sure shows that you go against the Most High God, you're gonna put it in your hand. All right, whether that be if he convinces you through smooth talk, all right, soothsayings, or straight up fear. All right, whether he tries to fearmonger you into this, because it's going to come to that. All right, and they're going to make threats to you that aren't so empty. Okay, they may, all right, threaten you. All right, and don't think that all them threats are going to be empty threats. All right, we're all about to find out why the Lord, okay, has called them the people whom he hath indignation forever. All right, why does he call them the ones who do the workings of the devil and Satan? Why is that? All right, we're gonna find that out pretty soon. The whole world, okay? We're not gonna be shocked. All right, the world, all of you out there in La La Land that's not listening, all right, it's gonna take you for a loop. All right, and then there's some who know, all right, but still want to play the middle. All right, there is no middle ground with the Lord, man. You're either on, or he's either on your side or not. All right, so you need to quit playing. There is a such thing as too late, as we've stated over and over. Okay, so this technology, again, this mark, all right, is technology that has already been in the earth. It is the micro CHIP. It is the RFID CHIP. You can look up you can search up human micro CHIPing. All right, if you don't think that that is a thing. Okay, so a couple of examples of this, you can look up Walletmor, WALLETMOR, or Neuralink. All right, Elon Musk's brain technology. Okay, there is something called Neuralink Blind Sight. Okay, that'll help you with your sight. All right, these false miracles, man. Okay, there's something called Neuralink telepathy. All right, why don't you type in Neuralink and ALS? All right, they're already doing this. All right, there may be some people out here that don't know this, even though we've talked about this. I mean, I've known about this since the truth. Okay, and my elders, apostles, teachers, all right, they've been saying this for the longest. All right, so it is not a shock to us, but for some of you, it may be. Like we stated at the beginning of this video, there may be someone new, okay, that don't know what's going on, that will hear these words and believe it. Where does that leave the rest of you who hear these words and think it's a game? Okay, The truth waits for no one. I seen a title. I think that was Elder Apostle Ramlob's title of a video yesterday or maybe even earlier today. I can't remember, but the truth waits for no one. Prophecies wait for no one. Okay, the Lord is not going to wait for you to make up your boneheaded mind. All right, Lord willing, you will be one who hears this, bethinks yourself, or considers who you truly are. All right, you start searching, you start believing. All right, the Lord grants you faith, okay, as a gift, and you come on into this thing, because everybody else outside of this is not a good look. Okay, not taking the mark of the beast is not the only thing is not the thing that guarantees you salvation. Just like the laws don't guarantee salvation on this side, on the other side, all right, not receiving the mark of the beast is not what's going to save you. All right, there's more to this. There's more to this. All right, it is up to the Lord. All right, ultimately. Okay, so the next verse, Neuralink, Wallet More. So go look these technologies up. All right, you can take note of the names. Okay, take note of the names. But when you take note of these names, you also need to search up competition. All right, this is going to be a worldwide thing. It said causeth all, right? So look up the competition. Okay, look up all their technologies. Look at the way that the world is going. Um, DJT, okay, just had a press conference 2 days ago or so. Okay, speaking about medical technology. This world is steadily moving in the way of prophecy. Okay, it is steadily moving in the way of prophecy. All right, the Lord is speeding these times up. All right, like I said, the time of too late is quickly approaching. Okay, but before we go on, I just want to read the next verse, Revelation 13 and 17, which also points to this thing being made mandatory. All right, it says, "In that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name," which is all synonymous with this mark. All right, you are putting this man's name on you. You are putting this man's name on you that represents his number. All right, like we said, it is a badge of servitude. Okay, it is a badge of the followers, of the ones that are against the Messiah. That's what this thing acts as. And you're not going to be able to say to the Lord that you feared this man, and this is why you took this thing. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is Matthew 10 and 28. It says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." Okay, and there's not a place called hell where your soul burns forever. This is hell. Right? Esau Edom is in their heaven. This is hell for us Israelites. Okay, and the earth, man, the earth is going through. Everybody going through it. This man then just wrecked everything. Okay, and points the finger elsewhere. All right, yes, there are wicked people among all nations, but there is the wicked of the world. Okay, that the Lord Yahweh Bahoshim Yahushai, all right, designated to be in that lot. All right, so do not fear them. Okay, do not fear them. So let's go back here, because that fear, the excuse of fear, isn't going to work with the Lord. All right, the excuse of being human. All right, very good excuse, but it's not going to work. All right, we're also human, and if we endure, but that means that we not only did we go through this walk as you did, all right, but that we took shelter in the name of the Lord. All right, that is what the difference is. Okay, so I just wanted to go through that. Let me think for a minute. Did we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we touched on everything. But some more verses for you to go do your own due diligence. All right, because these scriptures are not a lazy man's book, okay? As the elders, apostles, and the teachers, the elder brothers will tell you. All right, this is not a lazy man's book. So for your own due diligence, all right, if you want to understand or get a clue on or hear about or read about what happens if you take this thing, you can go ahead and look at Revelation chapter 14, verses 9 and 10, and look up those descriptive words. Okay, look up those descriptive words right there. You can also look up Revelation 16, verses 1 and 2. Again, look up those descriptive words. And if there's a chance where you think, okay, you know what, I'm ready to pay attention. Okay, I'm ready to pray in all faith. I believe these things resonate with me. All right, you can go look up Revelation 3 and 10. All right, when it comes to being protected at this time of testing. Okay, and then I always reference to Luke, the 17th chapter. All right, the Lord prayed for us. Whom we pray to, pray for us. Of course, when you read it, in that time, he was praying for the disciples. Okay, the people who followed him. Okay, took to this truth, repented and turned away. Okay, but now in these days, all right, he is you can liken that to a prayer for us, all right, the remnant and the elect. Okay, so go look at those things. Do your own due diligence and start taking these steps, man. Okay, so I hope that came through as sincere and edifying. And with that, all praise to Yahweh, in the name of the Son Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS for short, also known as the prophets of doom. These are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I'm of that number, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.